that is the American dream. And I feel like we were given the opportunity to live the American dream, and we're living it now. And when I heard the story of every third Saturday and how you help veterans who may be experiencing homelessness, maybe going through trauma that they're trying to recover from, my heart goes to them. I was given an opportunity and a chance, and so working at Marsden, we want to also give others who are going through their own struggles in life to have an opportunity to have everything that they want.
Welcome to the Every Third Saturday podcast. Today we are here with Nguyen from Marsden. Marsden Companies is a great supporter of ours at Every Third Saturday, and we're glad to have Joy here with us. So Joy, would you introduce yourself?
Be happy to. Thank you for having me. My name is Joy Nguyen. I'm the Director of Community Engagement and Outreach at Marsden, and we've been partnering since I started with this organization, almost 4 years now.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yes, it has.
And it's been an excellent partnership. And so I believe Marsden's been able to hire some veterans from Every Third Saturday, so which is excellent. And of course, the support that we feel from you and the company is great. You were just at our gala last week. Brought the CEO, which was great, and so thank you for that. And so how about a little history? I noticed something. I'll let you handle the history part, but I noticed something. Did you graduate from the University of Manitoba?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Are you Canadian?
I am a Canadian. I have a dual citizenship.
Wow.
Yes, grew up in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Wow.
And graduated from the U of M, the other U of M, University of Manitoba, 1996.
Wow.
30 years this year.
Wow.
And I have been in Minnesota that long. So as soon as I graduated from college, I moved to Minnesota and have been a Minnesota resident ever since.
Wow. Okay. And so do you still have family in Winnipeg?
Yes. My whole family's still in Winnipeg. My parents are there. My brother, my sister, and lots of nieces and nephews still live there. And I visit probably 2-3 times a year. And then they come down here to Minnesota 2-3 times a year. So we end up getting to see each other at least once every few months.
That's great.
It is.
And so a little bit of American ignorance maybe, but so Winnipeg is about how big? Is it as big as Minneapolis?
I would say as big as St. Paul.
Okay.
Yes. It's on the smaller side. Minneapolis has more high rises, and population I think in Minneapolis is close to 1 million. And I think St. Paul is smaller than that.
Sure.
But they still have a downtown, and they still have lots of businesses and little highways, but no freeways.
Really?
There's one that goes around the city, but more of a main street type of street in the downtown Winnipeg area. Have you been?
No, I haven't. I've never been to Canada.
You should go.
I know.
Winnipeg is about a 500-mile drive from Minneapolis, and it's a good 7.5-hour drive. Once you get up to Fargo, past Fargo, the speed limit is crazy. I think it's like 80 miles per hour up there, because there is nothing. There's cornfields and potato fields and sugar fields, and it's surreal. It's a beautiful drive. I encourage you. And then once you get to Canada, they say Minnesota, we have, it's Minnesota nice. In Manitoba, we're friendly Manitoba.
Okay.
And you really get great hospitality, very diverse culture up in Canada. And our money goes a great distance. So $1 American will get you approximately $1.30 something Canadian.
Okay.
And so you get 30% more than what you would get here in the U.S.
Nice.
Okay.
So we'll have to visit.
Yeah.
Yes, I encourage you.
And so growing up, were you a hockey fan?
I was a little bit of a hockey fan. I had friends in high school that played hockey, but when I went to watch their practices, I was standing outside in like minus 40-degree weather, right? And it's like, I could probably handle this for about an hour, but that was it. And didn't get a chance to see a lot of hockey games. The Winnipeg Jets was a hockey team in Winnipeg, and then they got sold and they left. And I think they became another Jets team here in the United States. So for a while, we did not have a NHL hockey team when I was growing up.
They went to Atlanta, I think.
Was that where they went?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were gone a lot of my younger years when I was still in school there. But I love hockey. So I have a 17-year-old son who's a hockey player.
Okay.
Because I'm from Canada, and I knew that I wanted to get one of my kids into that sport, right? Especially when you live in Minnesota, the state of hockey. And so my 17-year-old now has been playing hockey since he was 5, and he's a junior in Champlain Park.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Very good.
Yes.
So, I grew up in New York and loved hockey, but I never learned how to skate. So I still don't know how to skate very well. I'm always kind of amazed when I see kids that have been on skates since they were little.
Yeah.
You know, just so natural. It's just like, just an extension of, you know, themselves. And it's always so amazing.
It is. So we built a backyard hockey rink.
Nice.
When he started skating, and it was maybe a sheet of ice at first. It was one of those large Ziploc plastic bags where you would fill it with water, and in the winter it would freeze, right?
Yeah.
And then once that block of ice freezes, you cut the plastic and you've got a sheet of ice.
Okay.
It's crazy. And then it eventually grew, and there were boards around it. But I would skate outside with him, and after a few months, he just outskated me.
Wow.
And when you're young, you fall and you can get up.
Yeah.
But when you're older, you fall. It takes 2 weeks to recover from that fall. So I learned when he was young that I cannot keep up with the youth.
Right.
So I try to just, you know, be out there, record him while he's out there. I do more of that than I do get on the ice. But you have Warrior hockey. Have they not gotten you on the ice to play with Warrior hockey?
No, they haven't.
Oh, okay.
No. They've tried a couple times, but I'm probably, no, you should never give up, I guess, but I'm probably past the point where I'm going to get out there and play.
I'm with you.
My body's a little beat up, but so you graduate from University of Manitoba.
Yes.
And then do you immediately come down to the States?
The week I graduated from college, I moved to Minnesota. Yes, and started my life here. I got a job as a call center representative at a local financial institution. I worked when I was in college as a customer service representative as well, and did a lot of phone work. And so found a job in a call center, and then just really loved the people that I was working with. And after about 6 months, I was promoted to a team lead, and then I was helping to schedule other CSRs to support the organization. And I think it was another 6 months to a year, they promoted me to supervisor.
Okay.
And I grew with that organization and stayed there for 24 years until the pandemic hit.
Okay.
So I grew from a customer service representative to a team lead to a manager to a sales development consultant. Then I went into marketing. I was a marketing consultant, and still with the same company, I was interested in getting into HR. And then I landed a position in HR with our Diverse Leaders program, helping to develop leadership development programs for employees. And I'm so proud to share this with you. One of the programs that I helped launch was for veterans.
Nice.
So employees that work for the company who are veterans, we wanted to ensure that they had the training, the support, and a system to be able to grow in their career at the organization. And they would be sponsored to go out to a site to do 1 week of training, and we would hire professionals in the field of development to come and provide workshops and training. And we would have a cohort style, just like you have here.
Awesome.
Yes, our cohort was about 30 people in each class. And it was, the feedback I received from that program, life-changing, right? Like just an experience that they've never had before, being able to build relationships with other colleagues and learning about their potential and how do you transition their military experiences and skills into the business side, and how do they lead using the experience they have from military service into corporate America was just phenomenal. And so that was transformative for me. I still am in touch with some of the participants from the program. They awarded me with a challenge coin after our first training. I don't have it with me today, so don't take me anywhere because I would end up paying. But that was my first introduction to the significance of a challenge coin and the relationship you can build with each other when you open up and get to know each other and share these stories.
So, like you said, you launched that program. You've been, very involved here. What kind of brought you to the veteran community? What's your experience with that?
Yes, great question. I'm going to go deep here.
Yeah, please do.
Yes, I'm a child of war, right? During the Vietnam War, the Americans were in Laos, and that's where I was born. There was a secret war in Laos. Nobody was supposed to know that there were going to be Americans there helping to defend the South Vietnamese. My father was a translator for military servicemen that were in Laos. And after the Vietnam War ended in 1975, he tried to find a way to continue surviving in the country, but he was actually captured because he was an American supporter and put into a concentration camp.
Oh my goodness.
When he was taken away from our family, my mother was devastated. She was like, we cannot let your dad die in a concentration camp. We can't live without him, right? He's the love of her life, and he's the father of 3 young children. And so my father found a way to escape. When he escaped, he sent a message to my mother that he was in a refugee camp in Thailand. And she right away told her mom, I am going to take 3 kids and I'm going to go find my husband. And so she hired some guides to get us through the jungle of Laos. Over the course of 3 days we walked. And then we got on a boat, crossed the Mekong River into Thailand, and from there we were picked up by other people that were helping refugees from Laos escape. And we found my dad in the refugee camp.
Wow.
And so we were reunited. We stayed there for 18 months. And to this day, my dad is still trying to get a hold of the Americans that he helped translate for in Laos, but a lot of them have passed away, right? It's been 51 years since the end of the Vietnam War, and when the first refugees arrived in Canada, my heart is still with the veteran community. As a child of war, I'm so grateful for the service, the sacrifice that the military men, women who sacrificed their lives for freedom, and also for the opportunity to come to a land where we can make something of ourselves. That's my background story.
Wow, that's so serious.
Came prepared with the tissue.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Absolutely.
You can watch a documentary about it or hear about it, but to have somebody, with firsthand experience of that's just, nothing short of incredible. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing that we survived.
Yeah.
I have had friends who tried to escape, and during that walk, they were shot at. And they've had family members that were actually hit and died along the path. And so not everybody who tries to escape, makes it. So for us to be able to make it, be able to start in a new country, be able to have an education, be able to have a job where we can have a house over our heads and money to buy food and pay for car insurance and for gas, like, you know, all of that is the American dream. And I feel like we were given the opportunity to live the American dream, and we're living it now. And when I heard the story of every third Saturday and how you help veterans who may be experiencing homelessness, maybe going through trauma that they're trying to recover from, my heart goes to them, right? Like, I was given an opportunity and a chance. And so working at Marsden, we want to also give others who are going through their own struggles in life to have an opportunity to have everything that they want, right? To have a roof over their head, to have clean clothes, to have a car and money to pay for gas and all of that stuff. So Marsden, we want to donate 10% of our net profit to non-profit organizations that serve early childhood education, youth development, workforce development, and community revitalization. And every third Saturday falls into our workforce development as well as community revitalization. But really, every third Saturday, you know, has similar values to Marsden. Uplifting people, giving them an opportunity to live their best lives. And we want to care for people and their families where we also live, work, and where we have our families.
Yeah. Wow. And it's unusual in this day and age for a company to designate 10%. That's a lot. It sounds like a low to average number, but when you think about what that means for a company to do that's really says something. That's really putting money where their heart is. And, and it's really a beautiful thing, and we always strive to try and achieve a partnership. We don't want companies or donors to just write us a check and say good luck. And it's always nice to be able to develop a partnership, and we've been able to do that with Marsden. And so I was looking at Marsden a little bit, and you correct me if I'm wrong, you're the expert, but it's comprised of over 20 different companies.
It is. So under the Marsden umbrella, we have operating companies that have 20 different logos. So we started 74 years ago in downtown St. Paul. Mr. Skip Marsden and his friends started a cleaning business in the back of his station wagon, I believe. And since then, he's grown it into an organization that's all over the country. And so it started out as a cleaning company, cleaning commercial buildings, sweeping, mopping, dusting, vacuuming, cleaning bathrooms, making workplaces cleaner, safer, and healthier. And then it expanded to include a security company called American Security and Investigations. So we have a security company that's also headquartered in St. Paul, and then we have acquired other companies. So other cleaning companies, commercial cleaning, as well as other security companies. And we have a integrated facility services organization that does heating, cooling, HVAC. And we have mechanical services. We do calibrations too of equipment, and that's where I love recruiting from our veteran community, because there's a lot of that technical skill from the military service that could be transferable to jobs at Marsden. Yesterday I was at the reverse job fair, and I was talking to the cohort about high-rise window cleaning. We do that too. And the best place to recruit is within our veteran community, because who loves jumping out of airplanes, right? Who loves high places and has that adrenaline rush of hanging from tall buildings? Most likely, you're going to find that in the veteran community.
Yeah.
So when you go to a different state, you'll see Marsden actually operating a different name, because we have carried on the name of the organization that we have acquired. In Wisconsin, it would be Clean Power, for example. In California, we have a few other names, like, don't quote me on it, but we've got Haynes is one of our cleaning companies out there. CBM Systems is another cleaning company. For security, we have Hub out in the south. That is a Marsden company as well.
That's a very interesting corporate structure.
Yes, very diverse in terms of facility services. So when you think of a building that needs support for cleaning, HVAC, heating, cooling, even plumbing, security for your building, you can call one place and get all of those services.
That's pretty cool, and especially if you're the property manager.
Yes.
It's nice to be able to pick up the phone once, and be able to talk to someone that's helping you with everything all at once.
That's really unique.
Exactly, and that's why we are going to be celebrating our 75-year anniversary next year.
Yeah.
Because we've been able to have such a broad range in services to provide.
And I think it's so cool how you may have acquired a company, but you still have them operate under the same name, right? So if that was a small, again, just like Skip, right? If he got bought by Marsden, he could still operate, as Skip's Cleaning. I know he's Skip Marsden, but just like you see, Tim and Sons, pest service or whatever.
Right.
Well, now they're larger and corporate, but it's still Tim and Sons. That's really cool.
Yes, but they're still recognizable in the community they serve, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, people trust an organization that continues to stay on. And so we try to honor the legacy that the organization has within the community, and they just kind of roll up into the Marsden company, but they're able to utilize the HR system that's, for all of the companies, and streamline that so that it's unified across. Shared services.
Awesome.
So as a director of community outreach, what is your area of responsibility as far as geography?
I started out as the manager of community engagement and outreach just for Marsden Central, which is responsible for Minnesota, Nebraska, and Iowa. So those 3 states. After 1 year, Mr. Guy Mingo said, "Joy, we're going to promote you, and you're going to be responsible for nationwide."
Oh, wow.
And so I am the one and only community engagement and outreach person for Marsden.
Oh, we are lucky that you're here in Minneapolis.
Absolutely.
I am lucky to be here in Minnesota, because this is where the company started, right? Our legacy company is here. And Minnesota is amazing.
So, how about you? I'm interested. Actually, I have a question. I wanted to back up a little bit. You talked about spending 25 years at a financial institution, so a big bank, right?
Yes.
You were comfortable saying which one?
Yes.
Okay, so.
I worked at Wells Fargo Bank.
Okay.
Started out as Norwest Bank.
Right.
And then merged with Wells Fargo in 1999, took the Wells Fargo name because that was more recognizable, and became Wells Fargo, and is the big Wells Fargo bank now.
And I asked that because I know it's a huge company with thousands of employees, tens of thousands.
250,000, I believe.
So that makes my question even more silly.
Ridiculous.
I suppose. But my brother-in-law is a veteran and became a VP at Wells Fargo. And I was just wondering if you ever ran across a Chris Terzic.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that last name sounds very familiar, right?
Okay.
Yes.
And so he moved on to a different bank now, but just the length of time you were there and the role you were in, I thought maybe you might have crossed paths with Chris, and
Yes.
he's a good man. So
I should look him up on LinkedIn, and we might be able to see in our timeline
Yeah.
of work experiences when we overlapped at Wells Fargo.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes.
Tom, you should know better. So just because you were a Marine, you know, somebody's like, oh, my great grandnephew's a Marine. You know, Sam Johnson.
I know. I almost didn't ask. What a shot in the dark. But it was just the way your roles may have interacted with each other. He was the VP of Risk Management.
Okay.
But so after Wells Fargo, did you then work at the Humanities Center?
I did. So going back to Wells Fargo, I got laid off at Wells Fargo.
Okay.
So I want to share that story because it's a story of heartbreak, resilience, and a bright future, right? You could be hit with a layoff after working with an organization for more than 20 years and say, my world is crashing, this is the worst thing ever, and just, you know, be down in the dumps forever. And to be honest, I was really heartbroken after I received my notice. I spent time on a stationary bike crying a lot and saying, what the heck am I going to do now? I thought I was going to retire with this organization, right? Coming, you know, a child growing up in the 80s and 90s, you go to work for a company and you hope to retire at that company. And my dream just, you know, crashed. Little did I know that something better was out there for me. And during my my layoff to when I started at Marsden, it was about a year, almost 2 years exactly. 2 years. During the 2 years, I did some contracting work from the Minnesota Humanities Center, and it was because a former colleague of mine at the company reached out to me and said, Joy, I think you would be great as a program manager for X, Y, and Z project that we have coming up. And so I took some consulting work for the Minnesota Humanities Center, did some storytelling sessions, talking about experiences of, you know, being a refugee, growing up in Minnesota, helping people to understand Bidote. The land that we live on now is Indian borrowed land, and how do we respect it? How do we understand the history of Minnesota? And so I participated in doing tours and helping educators and the public and anyone who wanted to learn more about Minnesota have some more information. And yes, that was incredible. I was able to keep myself busy, but at the same time I wasn't sure what I was going to do for a full-time job. And a friend of mine, a hockey mom, she was a hockey mom,
It's
going
that
back to
hockey
hockey.
connection.
It's the hockey connection. So our sons played hockey together, and they played baseball together in the summer as well. She worked at Marsden, and she reached out to me and said, Joy, we have a community engagement and outreach position that's coming up. I think you would be great for it, because she has seen the work I've done with Minnesota Humanities and the volunteer work I've done with local community organizations, volunteering on boards and things like that. And I was like, I don't know, community engagement and outreach, I have a little bit of experience in that, because at Wells Fargo I chaired our charitable giving committee, and so did similar thing, looking to help Wells Fargo find nonprofit organizations that we could uplift and support. And I gave her my resume, and I was invited to interview and went through a few interviews, and my final interview was with Mr. Guy Mingo, and he took a chance on me, and here I am almost 4 years. Yes.
Very cool story. So,
Thank you.
so when Marsden looks out at the hiring space, I assume you're pretty much always hiring?
Yes.
I mean, just open jobs
All the
pretty much
time.
100% of the time.
Yes.
Which is not a reflection of Marsden, that's just a reflection of the economy and the workforce. But,
Yes.
so if a veteran's listening, what kind of opportunities exist in this company that is comprised of 20 other companies and all these different aspects of an industry? What can they expect when they look at those job openings, as far as what might fit? I assume that it's pretty diverse.
Yes.
I guess is what I'm getting at. And how diverse is it?
So if you were to go to marsden.com in the career section and search open jobs, hone in to the state that you live in. So if you live in Minnesota, select Minnesota, and then it will populate the jobs that we have open. So yesterday, I think there were 50 different positions that were posted on our website. And every day could be different. Just like you said, like somebody could have been promoted, and so there's an open position. We could have acquired a new contract at another building, and so that will create new job opportunities. Some people decide to move on and just leave the company and go somewhere else. So that's the reasons why there will be multiple job openings. And you'll see the list of positions that are open. Uniform security officer, part-time, full-time, evenings. You'll see cleaning positions, general cleaning, office cleaning, medical buildings, schools. Target Field is one of our big locations that hires. TCO, the Vikings practice stadium, Huntington Bank are some of the bigger locations. And then there's thousands or hundreds, if not thousands, of office buildings in the Twin Cities that you could work at for cleaning. And then there may be maintenance tech positions too that are open. I didn't get a chance to go through the whole list of 80 positions that were open, but that's something that might populate up for a veteran looking for a job. Maintenance, window cleaning. I think that Bob, our director of Final Touch, is hiring for a window cleaning position. So if they have experience in window cleaning, easy to get into. Once in a while we will open up window cleaning positions to entry level as well. So it will be listed very clearly on the job posting if it's for entry level or for experience. If you don't have any experience in cleaning, that's fine. You probably clean your own home, right? You make your bed every day, you sweep, mop, vacuum your house, you clean the counter, you probably have great experience in cleaning. You can transfer that to a job at Marsden. Security. If you have been, if you've served, if you're a veteran and you've served, you probably are familiar with how to do security work.
I think we've all done fire watch a time or two.
Yes.
And one thing about our security positions is it's very much customer service. So we have security officers sitting in front of at the desk at the entrance of a building, and they just check people, making sure that employees have their badge as they're entering the building. Visitors have a badge and they know where they're going. Sometimes they're answering questions. Where is the door to X, Y, and Z office? And so they're doing more of customer service and de-escalation if something happens to bubble up in that area. But hopefully not being confronted with any dangerous situations.
Yeah. And so when a veteran, or anyone really, says, I need a job, and so this cleaning position is open, but I don't want to clean forever, I assume there's upward mobility?
There is.
Within the company?
Yes. And I have a great story to tell you about how upward mobility works. And it might not work for everybody, but our wonderful CEO and president, Mr. Guy Mingo, started as a part-time janitor when he was probably as young as 16 years old. So working as a part-time janitor in the evenings, he just grew with the organization, and in 2022 became the president and CEO when I believe Skip Marsden had retired. And so the sky is the limit, right? Like you can go as high as you want to, even as far as president and CEO. But not everybody will be able to make it up there because there could only be one guy named Go.
Yeah.
But you could be the president of a cleaning company, president of the security company, president of our integrated facility services, right? Those are other higher level roles. But you can also be a VP, you could be a director, you could be a manager, you could be a supervisor. And so after joining the company in an entry-level position maybe, you can work your way up.
Yeah.
Show up to work is what we're looking for. We're looking for people who genuinely have good professional, how do you say that, aspirations, right? Like showing
Just a
up
good
to
work
work.
ethic.
Having great work ethic, exactly. When your schedule is at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're there maybe at 6:55, making sure that you're able to clock in on time, right? You don't roll in at 7:05, right, or 7:02. And you know, when your schedule is Monday to Friday, you come to work Monday to Friday. And if you're sick, we do have, right here in Minnesota, the ESST, sick time. If you need to schedule vacation time, you can schedule vacation time in advance with your leader, and that's all good. But when you're scheduled to work, we want you to come in to work on time, as scheduled, have a positive attitude, be willing to learn from others that you're around, from your supervisor and your manager. If they ask you to do extra work, raise your hand. Be proactive in wanting to do more and learn new things. In the cleaning side, if you want to learn how to use special equipment, you could do that, sign up for that, and once you are good at that, you know how to manage it, there will be a pay increase related to having experience with operating equipment, right, other than a mop or a vacuum. So there are lots of opportunities to grow within the organization. We also have within our HR team a learning and development team that does provide leadership development training for employees that want to grow with the organization too. Maybe from cleaning they want to move into security. From security maybe they want to move to work in the corporate office, because within corporate office there's so many other opportunities that are available if that's their goal.
Well, and I honestly, because I think about this frequently, like when a veteran hears about it, like a cleaning position specifically, it's not the coolest job in the world, maybe, but I don't think there's a better job out there for a veteran that's trying to get back into the workforce. You're part of a team, which you're used to, and I would imagine that if you're taking out the trash, you're the only one taking out the trash. You're not surrounded by a ton of people. Nobody, like, you have a very clear, this is what I need to do. This is the time frame I have to get it done. It's very structured. It's very organized. That's what we were built to do for however long we did it. I don't think there's a better launch pad for a veteran looking to get back into it.
I agree. In terms of the structure, right? You've got a structure. You know exactly what is expected of you, right? Making sure that the counters are dusted off, the floor is clean and vacuumed, and you leave the place looking better than when you first came in. And you have a success measure. You know how you're to be successful at the end of every day.
Yeah, you don't have to guess, did I do a good job? Well, is it clean? Did you hit all your checklists? Yes, then you did a good job.
Yes. And you will get a paycheck.
That's right.
A regular paycheck.
That's right.
That will help you pay your bills, right? And as you grow with the organization, you'll have an opportunity to advance within the organization and move up and have a bigger paycheck where you could afford to have a car and afford to maybe, get a mortgage and have your own home instead of renting.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, especially veterans, can get locked into, well, I was this when I was in the military. I was in charge of this. And then there can be a sense of, not entitlement, but a sense of, I don't want to take a step down but you have to look at it as it's an investment. If you haven't been in the workforce, and we see it in our veterans internship at the coffee shop, it's an investment in yourself to just get back in the workforce, and those things you talked about, learning to be on time and be ready to work and get really good at customer service, and those things are really valuable as you move forward. And lots of stories. My own dad, who passed this past summer, but he started out entry level at Coca-Cola, and after 32 years was the vice president, and just kept at it. And kind of like you were saying, there was a sense of, well, I started with this company, so I want to retire from this company. But he got laid off too after 32 years. But I can remember him telling me and teaching me just you got to invest in yourself and invest in the people around you, and not just think everything's going to be handed to you.
Right.
That's not how the world works. Even the most well-intentioned corporate structure in the world is not going to hand a promotion to you that you didn't earn. So, but just from knowing you and from meeting Miss Mingo, and we can tell that the culture at Marsden is one that you could invest in. It's not where people are disposable, that kind of corporate culture, and so it's really commendable what the company's built and what it's become, and
Yes.
and really it's an asset to us to be able to say we know a place where you'll be taken care of if you take care of them, and that's the way it should be. It's got to be a two-way street. And so what do you, maybe maybe you don't know, what does the future of Marsden look like? They continue to acquire and continue to grow, I assume?
Continue to grow, absolutely. We want to continue to grow and be a bigger organization. I don't think that we're where we want to be, right? So being recognizable across the country, I think, is where we want to be as well. I don't know how we'll do that with 20 different brands right now, but that would be my goal, is people would recognize, the Marsden company would recognize us as a facility services company that does all of that, the cleaning, the security, and the mechanical services, and all of that. Yes, so you can expect Marsden to grow. If you decide to take a step forward, join an organization like Marsden in an entry-level position, and you work hard, you can grow with us as well.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was driving at. Like there's opportunity there, rather than
Yes.
Some companies are pretty mature,
Right.
and actually in a kind of a phase of shrinking.
We're not shrinking.
Right.
If anything, yes, we
Right.
are expanding, yes,
Right.
through acquisitions and through just growing our account base too of places that we take care of.
So job security is pretty good.
Yes, I would agree 100%.
Sure. Eric, you got anything else?
Yeah, I don't. I'm just sitting here thinking about, just the opportunity that exists, and I think we're a tough bunch. I know you and I talk about that a lot. Veterans can be a tough bunch, but I really truly think that this is somewhere that somebody could comfortably take that next step. And we can say it till we're blue in the face, until somebody actually decides to do anything about it, right? That's all we can do. But I really do truly think that this would be a great place for anybody that's listening. If you're kind of hemming and hawing about, you need to move forward, it's a right choice, it'll help your physical health, your mental health, your financial health, I strongly encourage you to check out what Marsden's got going on.
Thank you for saying that, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely, Joy.
And the application process is very simple too. Everything is all online now. So the application process takes about probably 3 minutes to complete. I encourage everyone listening, if you want to apply for a position, include a resume if you can. It really does help you stand out from other candidates. And when we see on your resume that you're a veteran, you have experience, serving, and all the skills that you have listed on the resume, it could be transferable to your position at the company. And if you want, you can even say Joy sent you to Marsden. All right?
And if you need help with a resume, I can do that. So we'll smash down these barriers, guys. Let's get you going.
Yes. And my job too is to help make that process of applying for a job as seamless as possible, and making sure that you don't get left behind, right? When you put in that application, you don't hear back from a recruiter, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to John or Krista or Kayla, who has my contact information in addition to you, Tom and Eric, and say, I submitted an application about a week ago, haven't heard anything. Sometimes those positions are filled, and so the recruiter doesn't have the opportunity to get back right away to let you know. But I can look that up for you. So just reach out to somebody here at Every Third Saturday and they can contact me. You can find me on LinkedIn as Joy Nguyen too. I do not like leaving my messages unread, and so if you reach out, I will be sure to connect with you and respond. But give me at least a few hours, because I could be in a podcast.
There's only one.
Right?
There's only one Joy, guys.
Well, Joy, is there anything you would like to say before we wrap up?
I am so inspired by the work that you do here. Your family, the staff, the cohorts that I've interacted with, the candidates that you've sent our way, has left me with so much more than I think what I offer to Every Third Saturday. And I just want to thank you for the partnership, for the kind invitation to be a part of this podcast. I was really nervous about coming here, and you've just made it really comfortable and made me feel appreciated, so thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. And we just want to again express our thanks to you and to Marsden, but it's relationships between people that cause relationships between organizations, and your sense of openness and I'm going to say it, but you have a joy about you, and I know that's your name, but
I've been told that maybe once or twice.
So you are such a pleasure to have as a partner, and Marsden as well. And so I want to just say thank you, and look forward to growing our partnership and keeping it going.
Same here.
All right.
You are so welcome.
Well, thank you. And yeah, that's all we got.
That's all we got.
Thanks for listening, everyone.